Okay, so we're continuing the functions, and the aspect of functions that we're doing, what we need to do right now is called evaluating functions. So here's our screen. We need to fill up this. We need to maximize here. We need our pencil, and we are ready to go. So, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with. Sorry about that. I want this. I want my pencil. Okay. Now the subject is functions, and this time what we need to do is we need to be evaluating functions. Okay. Let me give you an example right away. Problem number one. Problem number one. What if you have a function called f of x is equal to 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. And we want to ask three questions at least. A, what is f of negative 2? F of negative 2. B, what is f of 0? And C, what is f of 2? Those are our three questions. So what do you have to do? What you have to do is that this is the input. X is your input into 2x plus 1. Your negative 2 is now going to replace the x. So you're going to have a 2, and x becomes negative 2 plus 1. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 1 is equal to negative 3, and that is the answer to the question. F of negative 2 is negative 3. You can see the pattern here. What do I replace x with in this case? With 0, that's the input. Replace it with 0. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. And this problem is over pretty quick. What do I replace x with over here? With the number 2. With the number 2. So this is 2 times 2 plus 1 equals 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and that's the answer to that problem. That's pretty straightforward. Let's go to problem number 2. And now it gets a little bit more complicated. What if we have a case of g of x, here's the given, is equal to 3x squared, and plus 2x. 3x squared plus 2x. This is the given right here. And here's the question. Question A. What is g of negative 1? It's equal to 3 times negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1. Because this input x equals negative 1 goes into this x and goes into this x. So what do we get? Negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. So that's 3 times 1. Plus, this is 2 times negative 1, so it becomes positive 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2. So that's equal to 3 times 1 is 3 minus 2 equals 1. Problem over. Second question, a trick question. What is g of a? I don't put a number there, I put a letter there. So I have to replace x with a. X with a, x with a. It becomes 3a squared plus 2 times x, and 2 times x, which turns into a, and that's it. Problem over. Here comes the complicated problem. Problem C. What if you're given a question, what is g of x plus h. Now the input becomes x plus h. This has got to be x plus h, x plus h. So it's equal to 3 times x plus h squared plus 2 times x plus h. Nothing more complicated than that. All right, let's go off to scrap paper. Scrap paper right over here. And let's figure out what is x plus h squared. X plus h squared is x plus h times x plus h. X plus h squared is x plus h times x plus h, and we go back to our usual FOIL. X times x is x squared. X times xh is xh. Hx is the same thing as another xh. And h times h is x squared, is h squared. What do I have over here? X squared plus 2xh plus h squared. That is what I have. Come back to this was scrap paper. This was scrap paper work. Right over here is scrap paper work. Bring this over here, bring it back to us, and it becomes 3 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared, 3 times that, and then 2x becomes 2 times x is 2x. Distribute the 2 across the parentheses, 2 times x and 2 times h plus 2h. Okay, what about this 3 times this, 3 times this, and 3 times this? This becomes 3x squared plus 3 times 2xh is 6xh plus 3 times h squared is 3h squared. 2 plus 2x plus 2h. And there are no like terms. Check it out. No like terms. So the problem is over. That is all about evaluating functions. Okay, so we'll stop this video right over here.